The Oakland A's were the major's hottest team in September. Right away, they showed that they belong on the same field as the defending world champions in October. Wednesday night, Andy Pettitte showed why the Yankees are champions. He gave the team a shot in the arm, throwing 7 2/3 shutout innings. But it was a timely hit and some comic relief by Luis Sojo that rejuvenated New York and ended their losing streak. Tonight, the series returns to the house that Ruth built, tied 1-1. The Yanks turn to one of their best postseason pitchers, Orlando Hernandez, to continue his playoff mastery. For Oakland, all the pressure falls on the shoulders of 20-game winner Tim Hudson. This is the kind of game where baseball legends are made. October, Yankee Stadium, prime time. Game 3 is next.
Is the Sun America NBC pregame show. The 2000 American League Division Series. Tonight, Game 3, the Oakland Athletics versus the New York Yankees.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Joe Morgan, Skip Carey, welcoming you to another night of playoff baseball. And I'll tell you what, Joe, here in New York, after the Yankees finally won a game, everybody thinks it might be business as normal now and the Yankees will roll. And they might, who knows? That's why they play the games. But I'll tell you this, Oakland's got some tough young pitchers that they've got to get by.
Well, you're right, Skip. And if you're a Yankee fan or even a Yankee player, you think that everything's all right with the world. You've stopped your long losing streak and you have 2 games at home. That may happen. They may just jump ahead and go on into the League Championship Series. But before they can do that, they're going to have to beat one of the best pitchers in the American League, Tim Hudson. In fact, I think only Pedro Martinez is a better pitcher than Tim Hudson at this stage of the game. But Tim Hudson's a great pitcher, but like every pitcher that starts a game here at Yankee Stadium, you're not only fighting the Yankees, you're fighting the mystique of Yankee Stadium. You're fighting the mystique of the Babe Ruth and all the other players who have played here. And if he can get past the first couple of innings, I think we'll see a great ball game. He has no fear. I expect him to pitch great, and this is not an easy Yankee victory.
Tell you what, let's do, if it's all right with you, so let's send it down to the field where Jim Gray is standing by with Yankee manager Joe Torre.
All right, thank you, Skip. Joe, is there a different atmosphere? Did that one victory change things, or are you still concerned?
Oh, no, you know, you're always concerned in the short series, Jim. But the one victory sure as hell relieved a lot of the, well, I don't want to say pressure because there's always pressure, but I just felt there was a lot of tenseness because that short series causes that.
El Duque struggled in the regular season, had some back problems, but he's 5-0 in the postseason. What do you expect from him tonight?
I expect a great game. The last handful of starts, he has been right on the mark. And one game I'll recall, because he's had some problems against left-hand hitters, and this Oakland club has a lot of left-hand hitters. But he pitched a great game one afternoon here against Cleveland, and they have some pretty formidable left-handers, and he pitched very, very effectively. So I feel very confident because of the fact that he has been down this road before and he's been successful.
Joe, good luck tonight.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, back upstairs to you, Skip.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much. We'll return to Yankee Stadium after this word from your local NBC station.
This has been the Sun America NBC pregame show. Sun America, the retirement specialist.
Back at Yankee Stadium, let's take a quick look at the Oakland batting order.
And Skip, the one thing to notice here is that they have 6 left-handed hitters in the lineup. And that could cause a lot of problems from El Duque, who prides himself on dropping down, throwing a few sliders to right-handed hitters. But there you see the top hitter for the Oakland A's has not fared well against El Duque. But the key will be if El Duque can keep that backdoor slider breaking around the plate to the outside corner and keep it away from the middle of the plate in. If he gets the ball middle of the plate in, these young Oakland hitters will be pulling the ball into the seats. They will be trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. That's the way that they play the game. They're not a bunch of singles hitters. They will try to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And those 6 left-handers all have power.
And here's the Yankee defense. You know, Joe, as you look at their defense, you will not hear me call Orlando Hernandez El Duque tonight, because I did a game earlier this year, regular season game, the Braves and Yankees, and I wound up calling him El Duque, and that didn't work out very well, so I'm going to stick with Orlando.
All right.
With you.
Well, this is a decent defense. I mean, there's some good parts to it. Bernie Williams, of course, 3-time Gold Glove winner. Justice in left field has leg problems. He doesn't run as well as he used to. O'Neill in right has a bad hip. He's not running as well. So not a lot of speed in the outfield other than Bernie Williams. On the infield, they're pretty good. But Derek Jeter made more errors this year than he ever has. And Luis Sojo replaces Knobloch at second base.
A former Yankee great, Hall of Famer Yogi Berra is going to throw out the first pitch here. Listen to the crowd. And he's not alone. Phil Rizzuto is with him.
Skip, that may be for the Oakland A's benefit. The fact that they bring out guys with 18 World Series championships and say, you're going to beat us here in this hallowed ground. Yogi Berra and Phil Rizzuto.
Two great players.
Here we play the Yankees, especially in postseason. You're always fighting the ghost of all these great players that have played here.
Let's take a look at the Valvoline starting pitcher profile, and our pitcher, of course, Orlando Hernandez.
And you see his record in postseason, 5-0 with a 1.02 earned run average. He's pitched well against Oakland. But remember, this is not the same El Duque that we saw in the past. He had back problems this year. He struggled. He ended up with a 12-13 record with a 4.51 earned run average. So he is not the El Duque we've seen before. Now, if he's healthy and he feels good, we may see that same pitcher that we have seen in the postseason in the past.
Boy, these fans get into it here, just like they did in Oakland. And we're about ready to go in Game 3. In case you missed it earlier, the White Sox were eliminated as Seattle beat them 2-1 in Seattle. So that series is the first one to end. And a great year for the White Sox. Comes to an early end, but they've got a good ball club. They'll be back in all likelihood, Joe. Here are your umpires, by the way, and it's a different crew than we had in Oakland. Mike Riley will call the balls and strikes. Mike Winters at first base, Rick Reed at second, Doug Eddings at third, and in the outfield, Charlie Rutherford and left, Kerwin Danley will call the plays in right. And we talked about it the other day, how tough it is for the umpires who are working unfamiliar territory down those foul lines. It's especially tough in this ballpark because there is no foul territory at all down the lines. There is a good bit of foul territory behind home plate. 314 down the right field line, 318 down the left, 385 in the right field power alley, 399 in left, 408 in straightaway center. And Terrence Long will lead things off for the A's.
And we should get a good reading here in the first inning on how the A's are going to approach El Duque. The A's are normally a very patient ball club because that's the way they play the game. They get a lot of walks and they go for the home runs. And we'll see if Terrence Long and these hitters come out swinging at the first pitch. That will tell you that they're out of their element. We'll just have to watch and see. I think that the A's are going to handle this pretty well. One thing happened for them yesterday. They did not have to come out here and work out yesterday and be scrutinized by all the media. They were late getting here. They got a good night's sleep, and they're ready to go.
Terrence Long leads it off. During the regular season, he hit .288. Bob Costas, by the way, you're probably wondering why I'm here, and he isn't. He's still headed back from Sydney and get a little rest, and he'll be with you in the League Championship Series. Sure, he's looking in tonight. Here we go. Hernandez. Right there. And we're underway in Yankee Stadium. 66 degrees at game time. One and one now, the count.
you'll see from Orlando all night. He will try to paint the outside corner with the fastball and the backdoor slider. He will occasionally come off the plate inside to left-handed hitters, but he will try to stay away.
A ball and 2 strikes. Long stays alive, fouls it into the upper deck. Pitchers early in the game like this are not only pitching to the hitters, they're pitching to see what the umpire is going to give them and what he's not as well. Everybody chases that.
Not exactly where Posada wanted him to throw that pitch. He wanted it up and in. He got it down and in, and that's exactly the type of pitch a lot of left-handers can pull.
A ball and 2 strikes is our count. Broken bat grounder to first, 1 out.
Interesting there, El Duque stayed away most of the time. That pitch was actually supposed to be away also. He got it down and in, and he jammed Terrence Long. Now watch, the pitch is supposed to be away, but look where it is. It's inside, and Terrence Long jams himself, actually breaks his bat, and he's an easy out.
Former Yankee Randy Velarde is the batter. He's 2 out of 10 against Hernandez in his career, and that counts playoff action. 1 ball, no strikes. Right through there, it's 1-1. If you love baseball like we do, you got to come to Yankee Stadium one time.
Or as often as possible.
Yeah. That's the way
after you get there the one time, you want to come here as often as possible.
Every time I come here, I look out and say, my God, Babe Ruth played out there. And Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio. Just missed.
One thing I see from El Duque so far, he's been able to keep the ball down, which is a key factor for him because he gave up 34 home runs this year, which is 3rd most in the American League. And he wants to keep the ball down, and so far he's been able to do that. Even when he misses, it's been down.
Foul back. I don't know how in the world he can throw the ball over the plate with that windup, but he does.
And he hides the ball from the hitter so well. And he kicks his knee up by his shoulders, not just for show. It really helps hide the ball from the hitter.
The 2-2. Fly ball to right. O'Neill is there. 2 out. Here's Jason Giambi.
Kind of interesting, Skip. Both times he's supposed to go in. Now watch, he's supposed to go in with this pitch. But watch Posada. He goes in as he drops down and the ball's away. So he's really not hitting his spots once he gets ahead of the hitters, but he's been able to get away with it so far. But he dropped down a little bit on Randy and the ball was away, which I think is a safe play. Get it away if you drop down, and he was able to hit it, get him out to right field.
You see the numbers on Jason Giambi. That's why so many people feel he might be the MVP in the American League.
But I'm shocked that he is 0 for 11 against El Duque. He's a left-handed hitter and a good left-handed hitter, and he goes the other way, hits the ball to all fields. So I'm just surprised that he has not had at least 1 base hit in those 11 at-bats.
A ball and a strike to count. We'll be right back at you tomorrow night at 7:30 with Game 4 of this series.
There you see what Jason Giambi's season looked like. First in on-base percentage, first in walks, tied for second in home runs. A fantastic year. But actually, those numbers do not tell the whole story. Statistics can only tell you what he did far as numbers are concerned, but he was the leader of this ball club, had so many big hits, key hits in key situations.
Foul back. It's even now, 2-2.
Well, he's had 2 good pitches to hit, and he hasn't hit either one of them. That basically tells me that he is not picking the ball up well from El Duque, and that also tells you why he's 0 for 11. You have to be able to pick the ball up in order to handle a pitcher like El Duque, who throws the ball from a lot of different angles. And anytime Jason Giambi is late on a fastball, it tells you he's not seeing it well.
2-2 pitch. Softly hit. 1, 2, 3, nothing doing. Bottom of the first. No score. Bottom half of the first inning, no score, and a look at the Yankee lineup, Joe.
And only Bernie Williams and Tino Martinez have been swinging the bat well. They have 7 of the Yankees' 15 hits. And Derek Jeter is 0 for 8 in this series, but when he hit leadoff, he hit very, very well. When Chuck Knobloch was out on the disabled list, he hit with a 402 average and his 500 on-base percentage. So he's used to hitting first. And here's the defense behind Tim Hudson. This is not really a good defense, especially in the outfield. Ben Greaves did not run well. Matt Stairs has had leg problems. He doesn't cover a lot of ground. So this is just an average defense behind Tim Hudson. Miguel Tejada, one of the best players in the American League, one of the best shortstops and players. And you see Dave Stewart was the last 20-game winner, and here along, now you have Tim Hudson.
Out of Auburn University. And Derek Jeter leads it off against him, and the bottom of the first is underway.
And Derek Jeter's a free swinger, so he will swing at a lot of first pitch strikes.
Into the dirt, 1-1. 0 for 8 is not a big deal, but it's unusual for this fella.
Well, it is because he had 200 hits for the 3rd consecutive year, and that's unusual. Tim Hudson throws a fastball, he throws a splitter, and he throws a changeup and a slider. Those are the pitches that he will use. And he tries to keep all of the slider, changeup, and the splitter down. He will throw a 4-seam fastball on occasion.
Swinging bunt on the third base line. Good play. Chavez throws him out.
Chavez has played very good defense in this series. He's made some spectacular plays in Oakland. This is a more difficult play than it appears, but he gets a good jump on it. Watch, see, right away he's coming in. I don't know if he had to barehand it, but he makes the play very easily. He barehands it and throws off balance and retires Jeter by 3 steps.
Jorge Posada is the batter.
And this is interesting, you know, he's moved Posada up to the top of the order. And he had a good season, showed a lot of power. And I think one of the reasons he did that because that would open the hole at first base if Derek Jeter can get on for him. And he's a very good fastball hitter, and he can pull the ball into the hole. Actually, both teams have made a few changes in their lineup from the order they used during the regular season.
Fast strength.
This guy's a bulldog. The A's know that when he goes to the mound, he's going to compete, and he's going to compete hard.
Chased a bad ball, and the count goes to 0-2. That hat has seen some service, hasn't it, Joe? Not that hat, but the one on Hudson. Equipment men like guys like that.
Hey, pitchers are superstitious as well.
Started to go, did he? Yes.
And that's what you'll see a lot of from Tim Hudson. If he gets ahead of hitters, they will chase the low pitch because it starts in the strike zone and goes out, and they cannot hold up. The pitches start in the strike zone, right above the knees. And we'll take a look here, and you can see the barrel of the bat obviously went over the plate, just went out in front, he committed. And it's a good call by Doug Eddings at third base.
David Justice, the batter. 2 out, nobody on. Neither team has had a base runner to this point. And so the game early on would appear to be what you predicted.
Well, I think
low-scoring duel.
And David Justice is a guy that could be very difficult for Tim Hudson. He's going to have to make sure that he makes good pitches on David Justice. I believe David Justice and Bernie Williams are going to be his 2 biggest challenges in this ball game. He's going to have to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes with those 2 hitters.
Not this time. And again, Eddings with the call. He's had a busy night already.
Well, you'll see that he definitely checked his swing on that one. You see right there, the barrel doesn't go out, and Doug Eddings gives it the safe call.
It's 1-2.
And just when he gets you looking for that splitter or the changeup, he turns the fastball loose under the hands. He has a lot of weapons to get you out with. He can get you out with his fastball. He can throw any pitch, anytime, and he will.
A lot of room in left center for Justice. 2-2 the count. By the way, Glenn Diamond is our producer tonight. Lonnie Dale, our director. So if anything goes wrong, blame them.
We will anyway.
Oh, that's all part of it. The 2-2.
And you see, the reason I say that he may have trouble with Justice is a very disciplined hitter. Most players would have swung at that pitch right there. It started in the strike zone and just sunk out at the last second. But he's trying to wait a little longer, and he's doing a good job.
David has played in more postseason games than anybody ever. And there's a drive. Did he get enough? No.
Dangerous hitter.
Hit it off the trademark. 1, 2, 3. Nothing doing at the end of an inning. We are scoreless.
NBC's coverage of tonight's Division Series is brought to you by Nissan, driven by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. By Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. And by True Value, where help is just around the corner.
The first pitch of the second inning is a strike call to Eric Chavez, who has 3 hits and 7 tries against Hernandez in his career, a home run included.
Chavez has been swinging the bat so well that Art Howe moved him up to the 4th spot in tonight's ballgame. He has 4 hits and 7 at bats. He basically told me he wanted to get a little more protection behind Jason Giambi.
The A's play him straight away. But the Yankees play him straight away. Popped him up short left field. Everybody chasing it. Justice puts it away. 1 down.
A lot of people have told us that El Duque's back is no longer bothering him. It was bothering him earlier in the year. We're going to show you last year. Let's take a look at how high he had his leg kick last season in the postseason. This was against the Atlanta Braves. Now take a look at how high it is in relationship to his face. That's where he was last year. Let's take a look tonight. Very similar. So if his back is okay, you can expect him to pitch very well in this ball game, because he has pitched great in postseason. As long as he's healthy, he will win most games.
Miguel Tejada, the batter. Hernandez goes to work to him, and there's a strike. Both pitchers are getting that first pitch in there with some regularity.
And that's very, very important to both of them, the way that they pitch, because after they throw you a strike, they try to get you to chase something out of the strike zone.
Up and in.
And this young fella has become one of the best players in the American League, not just the best shortstop, but one of the best players. He makes great plays defensively, and he's hit over 30 home runs, 100 RBIs. He is one of the elite players in the league.
A ball and a strike to count. They change. It's now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tejada out of the Dominican Republic, where, like Sammy Sosa, he spent some time as a youngster shining shoes, helping to support his family. He's got somebody shining his now if he wants to. He signed a big money contract with Oakland.
He was signed by the Dominican dandy, Juan Marichal. He signed him. He's a scout for the A's. Good patience there by Tejada. He threw him the first pitch strike, and he did not chase anything out of the strike zone.
First base runner of the night. And here's Matt Stairs. Stairs, a former Montreal performer, born and raised in Canada. You can see his season was not what he would have wished.
But he did play better down the stretch. He got some key base hits for him in the last month of the season. The A's played great the last month, and just about everyone contributed.
Tejada 6 out of 6 during the regular season in the stolen base department, so he's one guy who might do some running, especially with a left-hand hitter up there. A lot of room on that right side.
The A's are really a team that they play for walks and home runs. They do not do a lot of base stealing. They do not hit and run a lot. They just play the game almost station to station, which is one of the weak points of their ball club. But they do everything else so well that they overshadow that. One thing that they can't do is chase fastballs out of the strike zone or chase pitches out of the strike zone.
Hitters have been chasing high fastballs and not catching up to them ever since this game started.
It appears to me that El Duque has very good stuff. He's got a good fastball, good slider. He hasn't thrown many changeups, but another high fastball up out of the zone.
And it's 1-2.
See what we talked about, the A's, they strike out a lot because they swing for the fences, but 1,155 they led the American League in strikeouts.
He's running, fouled back, tried to play hit and run.
That's surprising. I think they just felt like they caught El Duque off guard. In fact, El Duque kind of pointed to himself, to Posada. He said that was my fault. He meant that he did not hold him on, and he got a great jump. There's Ron Washington. He's the third base coach.
High pop down the right field line. Everyone chasing it. Soho made the play. And a good one. Well, that was something the other night, wasn't it? When he. Oh, you saw it. You were there live, weren't you?
Yes. Amazing. I think everyone laughed at him but me. As the second baseman, yeah. I know what goes on.
That is funny.
Well, the Soho shuffle there.
Ben Grave, the banner.
He made the A's laugh with that, but he also made them cry. He had a 2-run double that basically broke the game open for the Yankees.
A veteran player like him could do something like that and just fight his way right through it. Well, Grieve can't hit into a double play this time. That's the good news. There are 2 out in the inning. He hasn't gotten going yet in this series, but that's one thing about these Oakland guys. They can turn it around in a moment.
As Joe Torre was saying before the game, the Yankee players are a little older, so some of the guys that aren't hitting, he said, people are saying they're too old. The Oakland players who are young are not hitting, they're saying they're too young. So.
Two balls, no strikes.
Some good patience there by Grieve as that ball just moved off the plate at the last second. Looked like it was going to get the outside corner.
Good hitter's pitch here ordinarily. 2 balls, no strikes. High fastball.
2 balls and no strikes, and you watch what Posada gives him the sign to throw this fastball up. Watch. See, his target's up. Even 2-0, he says throw it up, and he throws it up there anyway. That tells you that they feel like this Oakland team will still chase the fastball even when they're ahead in the count. They get hitters' counts, and they still will swing at pitches out of the strike zone. That was a very smart call there by Posada, because 2-0 is a dangerous pitch if you throw it in the strike zone, but he threw it up and out of the strike zone.
Good pitch to run on here. Nope.
I think Art was just teasing you when they ran that one time. There must have been something that I think Tejada probably just took off on his own because El Duque didn't look at him.
Two out, a runner at first, and a 3-1 count on Ben Grieve. Oh, there's a dandy pitch, huh?
That was a 3-1 breaking ball. That will keep the hitter off balance because now he doesn't know exactly whether he would come with another breaking ball or not. Excellent pitch. And you do not have to have a great curveball 3-1. That's a throw a strike breaking ball. It doesn't have to break that sharply, just break in the strike zone.
Now the runner goes. Just missed.
Well, the A's are showing some patience, and they're getting El Duque's pitch count up there.
2 walks in the inning, and Jeremy Giambi, the DH, is the batter. Came over from Kansas City over the winter.
Well, he's thrown 36 pitches, and 20 of them have come here in the second inning. So the A's are doing what they do best, and that is get into hitters' counts and try to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
That would probably mean that he threw 16 pitches in the first inning, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you. Fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes.
There's his brother Jason watching his brother Jeremy. They have a very close relationship. They say they really work with each other and try to help each other.
Let up is in there. A ball and a strike.
Up to 38 total.
18 of them in the first inning, Bill. 1-2.
The one thing to watch when you see a pitcher like El Duque and Tim Hudson when both of them are pitching, you very rarely see a ball in the middle of the plate. It's on the inner half or the outer half or just off or just on. That's the way that they pitch. Everything they throw is moving away from the middle.
Two balls, 2 strikes. He's been ahead of these hitters, but he hasn't been able to close them out here in inning number 2. Line drive, base hit right field. O'Neill's got a shot. Here's his throw. Up the line is safe. Runners at first and third.
Great slide by Tejada because Posada set up right in the baseline. He was not going to let him get around him. And a nice slide by Tejada. Good patience by Giambi. He gets a fastball. This is supposed to be in. It's a fastball, middle of the plate, moving him away. And he lines it to right field. Paul O'Neill has a strong arm, but you can see the accuracy is off just enough, and that allows Tejada to go around Posada. Now, if this throw is right at the plate, they get Tejada because the ball will beat him, as you can see, but Tejada's able to go around him. Smart slide, great play.
Ramon Hernandez, the batter. Posada to the mound to talk with his pitcher.
Well, the bottom of the Oakland A's order has really been the one that has hurt the Yankees so far. In fact, they're 9 for 21 with 4 runs and 4 RBIs. Look at that, the bottom of the order. But the bottom of the Yankee order has done some damage as well. So, but you see what the top of the order has not done, fared as well against the Yankee pitchers.
They're on the corners with 2 out.
And Skip, this is what the A's needed to do. They needed to quiet this crowd. See how quiet it is in here now, because they have scored first. And that was, I think that was very important for the A's to score first and kind of take the crowd out of this.
Hit hard, but way foul to the right. It's 0-2. Now the crowd trying to get back into it on their own. The 0-2. Struck him out. Terrible pitch. Got to throw him out, and they do. But a run scores on 1 hit, 2 runners left. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Oakland. For more baseball postseason information, log on to MSNBCSports.com. You'll find full coverage of both American and National League Division Series games with playoff profiles, stats, and daily schedules. MSNBCSports.com, the official website of NBC Sports. And we go to the bottom half of the second inning. And Bernie Williams will get an ovation here, which he richly deserves. He's a horse. They've been riding on his back for a long time.
He was the one Yankee that was really in the running for most valuable player in the league this year until he was injured and had to sit out for a long period of time, because he was having a fantastic season the first half, and he definitely was the most valuable player on this ball club at that time. And there you see his 4th season with 100 ribbies. I think that's more important than just a 300 batting average.
1-1 the count.
Only Lou Gehrig, Dave Winfield, and the mighty Babe have done that for the Yankees. Did I say Joe DiMaggio?
No.
All right, well, he's in there too. The one thing that's in Tim Hudson's favor, you can see a lot of check swings, and that's because they have not really faced him. He only pitched against them last year. So it may take the Yankees an at-bat or two just to adjust to what he's trying to do to them. So truthfully, everything is in his favor the first time around.
Into the alley in left center field. Nobody's going to get that ball all the way to the wall. Williams on his way to second, and he'll pull in there, and he represents the tying run.
Well, this is supposed to be a fastball in. See the target? It runs back out over the middle of the plate, and Bernie laces it up the gap in left center field. And he has an extra base hit. He hits the ball very well, that high pitch with the top hand, and he goes the other way with it. If you're the Oakland A's and you go over these Yankees in your scouting report and you're Tim Hudson, you say Justice and Bernie Williams, as I said before, these are the two hitters that I think will give him the most problems in this ball game.
Tino Martinez, the batter, and he'll be trying to pull the ball to the right side to get the runner to third. Martinez asks for and gets timeout. That's what he's trying to do, pull the ball to the right side. He'd love to get a hit, but failing that, get that runner to third base.
Sometimes a good pitcher like Hudson will take advantage of that, knowing that you're trying to pull the ball. He ran that ball way off the plate toward the outside, and if he could get ahead, he would probably throw him a changeup, knowing that he's trying to pull the ball.
Bit inside. 1-1 the count. Martinez in the regular season drove in 91 runs this year, but it was a disappointing season for him. He's been such a fine hitter down through the years.
Good pitch there by Hudson. He ran that pitch away. It looked like a splitter running away. Normally, a manager likes for a hitter, a left-handed hitter, to try to pull the ball up until he gets 2 strikes. Once you get 2 strikes, he'll normally tell you go ahead and drive him in. That means if you hit it back through the middle or left field, that's okay.
1-2 the count.
That's exactly how he would pitch him. You get him, you know he's trying to pull the ball, and you get ahead of him, you throw him that little off-speed pitch, and there's nothing he can do because he's going to be out in front of it. That's a well-pitched batter here. I mean, here's the changeup down, and Tino Martinez way ahead of it. The one thing I saw there, though, and Bernie Williams could see it from second base, he had that set up in his glove long before he threw the pitch. Sometimes a hitter can, a base runner can relay that to the hitter.
Paul O'Neill stands in. And Glenn Allen Hill moves on deck. And Hudson has reached back for a little extra here.
Well, that's what good pitchers do. They pitch best when they're in trouble. They can hold the damage to a minimum.
That's what Don Sutton talks about all the time, is damage control.
And that's the sign of a good pitcher. That separates the good pitchers from other pitchers. Sometimes guys get in trouble and they just can't stop it.
O'Neill's in the hole, 0-2.
That was interesting there with the shot we showed you. You could see Tim Hudson changing the grip in his glove. And that's to keep Bernie Williams from knowing exactly what he was throwing. Well, he was rolling it around in his glove, and that's just a good fastball tailing away, and O'Neill a little late on it.
Oh, and 2 the count. He doesn't have to throw him a strike here. Bouncing ball, slowly hit, tough play, no play. First and third. Bad pitching luck for the youngster that time.
Well, he makes a good pitch, but Paul O'Neill, being a good hitter, he puts the ball in play, and that's what you want to do. That was a good 2-strike pitch down and out of the zone, but O'Neill gets a piece of it. Tejada fakes to first, hoping he could get Bernie Williams round in third, but he could not.
Glenn Allen Hill, boy, he is really put together. He is some strong man standing in there.
The A's were successful against Glenn Allen Hill when they didn't throw him a strike when he started game 2.
1 ball, no strikes.
This was the big hit of the game because it put the Yankees ahead for the first time in that ball game, and it assured them that they could win it because Pettit was pitching so well. I talked to him before the game. He said he just has to calm down and not chase pitches.
Check, swing, strike.
He said he's just so excited because he gets the chance to play and he wants to do so well, but he said he must calm down.
He looks extremely calm.
Right. But he's churning inside.
Yes, apparently. A ball and a strike. First and third. 1 out. Oakland leads at 1-0.
I don't think there's any secret to how the A's will try to pitch Glenn Allen. They will try to throw change-ups and sliders away, and if they throw him a fastball, they want it to be up and out of the strike zone.
Little chopper back to the mound, goes to the plate, too late, everybody's sick. That was not a good play by Hudson, but somebody has to give him some help there, Joe, don't they?
Yeah, if you want to say inexperience, this is inexperience because he makes up his mind right now. Hernandez should be pointing to first base. He's just standing there. He wasn't ready, but he should be pointing to first base. Someone should be yelling first base, but Hernandez should be pointing there. No chance to get Bernie Williams. He has a lot of speed. And the Yankees have taken advantage of a couple of choppers, and they've tied the ball game.
And runners are at first and second with 1 out.
I don't know how they score that. It should be a fielder's choice, but I don't know how they scored.
Fielder's choice RBI, I would guess. And that's what it is.
Well, he's made some good pitches, but you have to give the Yankees credit. They put the ball in play. And anytime you put the ball in play, you have a chance.
High fly ball into center field. O'Neill's going to tag at third. Let's see if he tries to move over. No. He's going to stay home, and there are 2 out. I wonder if Soho will wind up with a sneaker deal out of that play the other night. Scott Brocious is the batter. The go-ahead run is in scoring position. There are now 2 out.
And we talked about Scott Brocious, the opening game of the series. He's more of a mistake hitter. You know, there are ways to get him out, and they know exactly how they want to pitch him. Just do not make mistakes, and they feel like they will be able to get him out.
They play him to pull, do the A's, just slightly. A lot of room in right center.
See his numbers. He had 300 when they won 114 ball games. Last year 247, and this year down to 230. He also drove in 99 runs in 98, so he had a very good RBI season.
2 out.
And this is what you do not want to do. If you fall behind him, you have to come into him, you have to give in, and that's when he's at his best.
And if you walk him, then you got to contend with Derek Jeter.
But Scott Brocious has had some good postseason at-bats in the last couple of years.
3 balls, no strikes.
This is also a situation where Joe Torre might let him hit 3-0 because he's a good fastball hitter, and he's going to get a fastball here.
Him on 4 straight, and they're loaded for Jeter. First walk for Hudson. I wonder if he's upset with himself for that throw to the plate.
Well, actually, I don't. He should be upset with himself. He should be upset with his teammates, but you have to get past that. As I said, Hernandez should have been pointing at first base, and he wouldn't have even thrown the ball to the plate. But he's probably upset the fact that he says he's made good pitches, and he has not been able to get outs with them. But that's the nature of the game.
Rick Peterson, the pitching coach of the A's, to the mound. And now we're ready to go. Jeter grounded to third his first time.
And this is definitely not what you want. Derek Jeter is 0 for 9. He's due to get a base hit. The guy that gets 200 hits a season, he doesn't go 0 for 2 often. He got him out the first time with a split-fingered fastball, and he rolled it to third base.
2 out in the inning. The bases are full of Yankees. There's the strike. Hey, good luck when the bases have been full. Really feel badly for Jeter, don't you? He makes about $8 zillion. He's single and lives in New York.
And plays for the Yankees. And on top of that, he's a great player.
And a great kid, too. Very nice young man. The 1-1. Ground ball, deep short, booted. Everybody's safe. And the Yankees lead. He had to play at third base if he comes up, but he couldn't. So O'Neill scores. Hill goes to third. Brocious to second. Peters at first.
Well, this is why a guy gets 200 hits. He finds holes. And you're right, he was going to have an easy play at third base because Chavez was going back. See, Chavez broke over there, and he just couldn't come up with it. They've hit 1 ball out of the infield, but they've scored 2 runs and have the bases loaded.
And now Posada is the batter. That scored a hit and an RBI. Posada struck out his first time. Had a home run cut, but came up empty. Outfield plays him. Shaded a step toward right field, but for all intents and purposes, straight away.
And the one thing that Art Howe told us is that this guy's a battler. He will continue to fight all the way through. And he showed you that because he hasn't tried to overthrow the ball or try to just get mad and throw the fastball by anyone.
Foul ball. Way out in front. He hit it hard, but just a noisy strike. It's 0-2.
The tendency sometimes for young pitchers is things go wrong, they try to throw their way out of the jam. But he's continued to pitch. He's made good pitches, and he just has not had the luck that he thinks, that he probably deserves so far in this inning. But he's still making pitches.
The 0-2 pitch with the bases loaded and 2 out. Strike 3 called, inning over. Posada doesn't like that. But the Yankees claim the lead. 3 hits, 2 runs, no error, 1 error, 3 left. The end of 2, Yankees lead it 2-1. Top of the order, and Terrence Long for Oakland here in the 3rd inning. They trail 2-1. Joe Morgan, Skip Carey with you from Yankee Stadium. And there's a strike to start the inning. Line drive, base hit, left field. Drops in front of Justice, who thought about charging it, but boy, if you miss, that ball rolls for a while in this park.
And we talked about the fact that they had to go the other way, and he does so there. But that's what the A's are going to have to do. They're left-handed hitters. So far, we've seen Stairs and a couple of them try to pull the ball. You have to go the other way if he makes you. If he doesn't make a mistake inside and keeps running the fastball away, you have to do that. Now, this is a guy that they will do some things with. Randy Velarde. He uses the bat well. Terrence Long has some speed. They can hit and run or do something if they want to. They very rarely do, but these are the 2 guys that they could do something with.
See how Art Howe chooses to play it. The Yankees think they might be running. They chase Long back.
Well, they thought he was going to bunt the other day, too.
Yeah, that's right.
The first game, runners at first and second, they thought he was going to bunt, and Ramon Hernandez singled on the first pitch.
Ron Washington flashes the signs. That's the tying run potentially at first base with no one out. Velarde flied to right his first time. Yankees lead it 2-1 here.
Well, if you're ever going to hit and run, this is the pitch.
Velarde stands back in. Nope. Strike.
Well, the point is, 2-0, you know you're going to get something around the plate because he's going to be throwing a fastball just trying to get a strike. And usually you want a guy that's going to be around the plate when you put the hit and run on.
There he goes. Popped up short right field. Runner returns to first in plenty of time, and O'Neill makes the catch. Tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern, Notre Dame football returns to NBC as the Fighting Irish, led by sophomore running back Julius Jones, face off against Pac-10 champion Stanford. Notre Dame and Stanford tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern on NBC. Jason Giambi, the banner.
It's very difficult, I think, sometimes for Art Howe because he's really a National League manager in an American League body because he grew up playing. He played his baseball in the National League where you hit and run, you do things, you're more aggressive. Now he's managing a team where he's really playing for 3-run homers.
I'm a National League announcer, and I can tell the difference. Really.
Same here.
Nothing ever happens.
Right. That's a good point. I mean, hey, Earl Weaver started it, but Earl Weaver is pitching, defense, and the 3-run homer. The A's are pitching in the 3-run homer. But they have made it work.
Well hit, but foul.
That was a good pitch for Jason to hit and hit the hole on the right side. And I still think that he's probably having trouble picking the ball up out of El Duque's motion. There's something going on because this is a good pitch. Look where this pitch is. Right down the middle. And Jason Giambi has been hitting so well. He hit 400 the last month of the season. He was not missing pitches like that, and he normally doesn't miss that ball.
1-1 the count. Popped up the other way. That'll reach the 6th. A ball and 2 strikes the count. Well, Art runs through all the signs.
He's a good decoy, huh?
1-2 the count. 1 out here, runner at first base. Giambi steps out.
Posada actually wanted him to go back in with a fastball on this pitch, and he shook him off. We'll see what they do.
You're going to go in. You better go pretty far in if you miss. Nowhere near.
No, that was a changeup. He wanted to go away. We tried to go away with a changeup. Because he's been late on the fastball, he thought he might be trying to gear up to get the fastball, so he threw him a changeup. I mean, it's a smart pitch. He just didn't get it in the hitting zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Come on, folks, that wasn't close.
There's Ron Washington going through the signs. I hesitate to say he will be running. It is actually a perfect spot to run him because Jason Giambi, good hitter, he's their best hitter, and he normally puts the ball in play. So perfect spot again to hit and run. But Art goes just the opposite of most.
He's going. 2 on, 1 out. That is the 3rd walk of the night for Orlando Hernandez. Here's Eric Chavez, who flied to left his first time.
Chavez can be a tough hitter for El Duque because he doesn't miss a lot of fastballs. He's a good fastball hitter, and he doesn't miss a lot of them.
Good pitch right in there.
Right, that's why he's going to try to throw him a few breaking balls if he can, because he knows that he can handle the fastball.
Come on, send the runners just for the fun of it.
Do something, huh? He has not been able to get that changeup over the plate. And that's a big pitch for him because he likes to throw the changeup off the same motion that he throws his fastball. And he's not able to do it. He's calling Posada. I don't know if he wants to tell him that he's not going to be able to throw the changeup anymore, or he just wants to take a little time. But he's definitely not able to control his changeup tonight. And when you throw a lot of changeups and you do not get them over the plate, that tells the opposing team, just block that pitch out. Just look fastball, curveball. And those are only two speeds you have to be concerned with.
A moment ago, you saw a quick look at Don Zimmer in the Yankee dugout. I wonder how many games that man has seen. He's been around since the mid-40s. High pop foul. Posada coming back. Makes the catch. And here comes Art Howe. He's going to say that he thinks the ball hit the screen on the way down.
Well, Art would have had a good look at it because the angle that he's standing his dugout sitting, but the umpire says I was back there. It did not hit the screen. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to tell.
I know what made Art think it is his right hand.
Well, not only that, the ball is in his glove and then he pushes it into the screen. Watch, right there. And he's saying that the ball did hit against the screen even though he was trying to control it.
I don't think it did.
No, I think you have to call it a catch. The umpire was back there as close as he could get.
And Tejada, the batter. He got crossed up on that pitch. It might have been a strike, but it wasn't called a strike because of all the movement behind home plate.
Well, because the second baseman and the shortstop both are coming in, that tells me that El Duque made the mistake because they get the signs that Posada gives, and that's a great play if that was supposed to be a breaking ball. Well, you can see Posada expecting the ball outside, and then it's a fastball back in. And again, because Jeter and Soho go in, they both get the signs from Posada, and they say, yes, you're right. That was supposed to be something else. He was making sure with the umpires that they're two down.
It was called a strike, 0-1.
Sometimes as a pitcher, you have in your mind exactly how you want to pitch a guy, and that's exactly the way he pitched him the first time up. He threw him a fastball in, then a fastball up and in, and that's the pattern that he wanted to have, and Posada gave him something else, and he still threw what he thought he had in his mind.
1-1 pitch forthcoming. Just missed.
This is the exact pattern he used the first time up. Fastball in, then fastball up and in, then fastball away. And he ended up walking Tejada as that pitch is off the plate outside.
Two and two now. 2 on, 2 out. Yankees lead it 2-1. They'll be going on the 3-2 pitch with 2 out. Tejada walked and scored the Oakland run his first out. Popped him up.
Great pitch.
Grotius, will he have room? Right by our cameras, he's got it. And the inning comes to a close. A threat, but no run. One hit, no runs, no errors. Two left, bottom of the third. 2-1 New York. Yankees lead 2-1 in the third. Tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern, Joe and I will be back here at Yankee Stadium to bring you Game 4 of this American League Division Series between the A's and the Yankees, and it should be a good one. That's the American League Division Series Game 4 tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern on NBC.
And the A's will have their other young gun, Barry Zito, left-hander, throwing for them, and Roger Clemens will be going for the Yankees.
You got me really looking forward to seeing this Zito pitch. I never have.
Very good pitcher. Left-hander with a big curveball and good fastball.
David Justice leads things off here. 2-1 New York, our score.
Both these pitchers have made a lot of quality pitches. El Duque's made great pitches under pressure. That last pitch to Tejada was just a perfect pitch. On a 3-2 count.
One and one to Justice. The Yankees got their 2 runs on a leadoff double, an infield hit, a fielder's choice, a walk, and then a single. And they lead 2-1. Up the middle, through there, base hit for Justice. So David is aboard to start, and Bernie Williams will be the batter. He doubled, scored that run an inning ago.
And the problem for Tim Hudson is that him and Bernie Williams are just good hitters. They have the patience and they handle good pitches. That's a pretty good pitch, a sinker down, but he didn't try to pull it, hit it right back through the middle. But the tough part for Hudson is they're back-to-back. The two guys that will, the best hitters against him in this lineup.
Justice with a short lead at first. High fly ball right field. Back goes Matt Stairs on the track. He's got it.
Man. The short porch here will always give you a scare.
So a noisy first out. And Tino Martinez is the batter. He struck out his first time.
Well, it's a fastball up. Now you see the target. He cuts up a little bit and in. He gets it in just enough. Bernie didn't quite get to it, but you do not have to get a lot of it here at Yankee Stadium if you're a left-handed pull hitter.
Hudson ready to go to work. One ball, no strikes. Yeah, tomorrow night, Barry Zito against Roger Clemens, and Game 5, if necessary, back in Oakland. Gil Heredia and Andy Pettit do. Ground ball up the middle. Good play, Velarde, but he
can't get the ball cleanly out of his glove. We'll see how they score it. He made a heck of a play getting to the ball.
Well, he tried to feed it with his glove. I've seen these two guys. I think they made the greatest double play I ever saw. Tejada and Randy Velarde. Now he makes a diving stop, but the one thing you have to remember, there's one out, so you have to make sure of one. You need to make sure you get the first out. Then there'll be 2 outs and a runner at first. They're trying to turn 2, and it cost them right there. That, I don't know how they scored, but it should be an error because he had time to feed the runner at second base. It's a tough error, but he should have been able to make the play. And it is scored as an error on the second base. He had plenty of time.
So the Yankees threaten again. O'Neill takes a strike on the outside edge.
And you see it, that's a great pitch. I mean, very few pitchers can make that pitch. The ball just nails the outside corner knee high. We've seen El Duque do it tonight, and Hudson has done this with the left-hander here. Look at that target. Look at that, right out there on the edge.
The 0-1. He's in the hole 0-2. Hudson gets in front of virtually every hitter.
That's the reason for his success, though. If you can pitch, and it's like the Atlanta Braves pitchers, they pitch from ahead most of the time. That gives them more options with which to get the pitcher out, the hitter out.
0-2 the count. A ball, 2 strikes. Now we're ready to go. Good play by the catcher. And the count evens at 2-2.
There you see what Jeter and Justice O'Neill did in games 1 and 2. And now you see what they've done tonight. Although I would say that a couple of those hits were suspect.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him.
Another great pitch. I mean, he and El Duque, both of these pitchers have made a lot of beautiful pitches in this ball game. They both struggled. They've had men in scoring position, but they've been able to make quality pitches. There's a great splitter down and in. And you can see him split his fingers there, and he just fires it down and in, and Paul O'Neill out the front.
Glenn Allen Hill, the batter, with Soho on deck and 2 out in the inning. Seattle beat the White Sox, eliminated the White Sox 2-1 this afternoon.
There's another splitter. What he does is he splits his fingers on the fastball, and when you throw the splitter, that's the splitter grip. And you just release it, and it comes out between the fingers, and it gets a tumbling action, and you get it to act like a sinker. It's also an off-speed pitch. It looks like a fastball when he releases it, but by the time it gets to the plate, the bottom falls out, and it becomes more of a off-speed pitch.
Down the right side, long run for Stairs, still coming, and can't make a play in foul territory.
Any ball down that right field line becomes a difficult play because you have to contend with the stands, and the way the wind is blowing, it may be blowing it back from the stands or into the stands. There's not a lot of room down here. You've got to worry about the stands as well as finding the baseball.
To the count. Hill waits. A ball and 2 strikes.
This is the second time Bernie Williams or David Justice or someone has been at second base, and they can easily see when Tim Hudson splits his fingers to throw the splitter. And I'm not sure that they would give that sign to the catcher, to the hitter, but they have the opportunity if they want.
Into the dirt.
Well, that's 3 straight splitters he has thrown, and he's held on to it too long. So you can see his fingers are split right there. And there's another one, but that's a great play by Hernandez here. Just to keep that ball in front of him. But he caught it. Great play.
Hudson gets the Hernandez sign. Sharply hit right up the shortstop, and the inning is over. We'll return to Yankee Stadium after this word from your local NBC station. Two-one Yankees. 4th inning is upon us. And Matt Stairs will lead things off. Joe Morgan, Skip Carey with you.
And look at that. Orlando Hernandez El Duque has 65 pitches and 55 for Hudson. I don't think pitch count is really that important tonight because neither one of them are scheduled to start another game in this series. So they will go as long as they're effective.
And the weather is cool and breezy, and that helps the pitchers stamina-wise.
Matt Stairs looking for his first hit in the series. See, that's what I'm talking about. That was just a perfect pitch there, especially when you're behind an account. The hitter's looking for a fastball, and you nail the outside edge with one. There's another one. I mean, those are just great pitches. There's not a lot that the hitter can do with them. And plus, you have these Oakland hitters, left-handed hitters. Most of them are trying to get a ball they can pull to that short right field wall, and he's nailing the outside corner with it.
High pop foul, out of play.
And he made a mistake right there, but with 2 strikes, he was able to get away with it. The reason you get away with the 2 strikes because the hitter has to wait just a little longer to make sure it's not a changeup or something, and that fastball gets on you a little bit, and he was a little late on it.
Chase the high one. Posada makes the play, and he gets some.
Well, that was by design. You could see that Posada, and the first time up, they did the same thing. Posada gives him the sign to throw the fastball up, and he threw it up. Now watch you see that? That means up. I want the fastball up. And there's a target up, and he throws it up. See that? Up, 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 and everything's up, and you can't do anything with that high fastball. And especially with 2 strikes, you get a little lazy pop-up.
That also gave Posada a chance to throw his mask right into the shins of the home plate umpire, who called him out on strikes an inning ago. 1 ball, no strikes. He falls behind 2-0, does Hernandez. Grieve walked his first start. 2-1 the count. It's a one-run game. We're in the fourth. A lot of baseball ahead of us. Potential tying run at first with one out. That's walk number 4 for Hernandez.
And the surprising thing to me is that you see him make so many great pitches, yet he walks 4 guys. That's hard to fathom. I mean, maybe 1 or 2, but when you walk 4 in less than 4 innings, that's not very good pitching, even though he's making a lot of great pitches.
Jeremy Giambi singled in a run his first time. Runner gets back all right. Good idea by Posada.
And it's easy to throw behind a left-handed hitter like that. See, just steps up because the base runner doesn't know exactly what you're going to do when you straighten up like that, and you get a little quick release. I think they're trying to make sure that El Duque is okay.
Billy Connors is out there to check on him. But he did not go first to an umpire as if it was a visit to check on an injury.
Correct.
So he may have something in mind.
When you're a pitcher like El Duque who throws from so many different angles, it's sometimes you lose your slot and it's hard to get it back. You drop down too much or you get too much on top.
The 1-0 pitch. Right in there. A ball and a strike.
So what do? You just throw a curveball to get it back. A curveball makes you get on top of the pitch.
That's out of play. You saw St. Louis and Atlanta yesterday. What do you expect tomorrow in game 3 of that series?
I expect the Braves to come out fighting.
They better.
The Cardinals did yesterday. They came out very aggressive.
Two balls, 2 strikes. The throw gets away, but no harm done.
One of the things an infielder, middle infielder, always has to do is be aware to throw back. You always take a step toward the middle of the diamond when the catcher gets ready to throw the ball back with a runner on base. You just automatically should take a step toward the middle of the diamond. That's what you do. We don't see the one of them, but they are automatically. You see, Luis Sojo was aware, and so was Derek Jeter. You always take a step toward the middle.
Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you have Ben Grieve at first base, and you know if he strikes out, Grieve is out because he doesn't run well at all.
Fly ball pretty well hit into left center field. Long run. Oh, what a catch. David Justice made a heck of a play.
When David Justice was an outfielder for the Atlanta Braves in right field, was a very good outfielder. He's had bad knees, bad back, a lot of different things bothering him, but he still can track the ball down. When he gets there, he makes the catch. That's right at the 399. No chance for Bernie to get there. That's a great play.
Ramon Hernandez is the batter.
That's the biggest play of the ball game so far.
High fastball makes it 1-1. David Justice gave a wave to the fans in left field who were on their feet cheering him, but he knows. First the pitch. Fly ball twisting down the right side. That's going to be foul. One misplay, and those same fans who stood up and cheered will be all over him. That's New York. But 99% of the fans here are great fans. The other 1%, be careful. Made him look bad there, and the inning is over, and the crowd really fired up by the Justice defense. No hits, no runs, no errors, one left. Bottom of the fourth, 2-1 Yankees.
Luis Sojo will lead off the bottom half of the fourth inning here. Sojo, Brocious, and Jeter, the first three scheduled. Yankees on top, 2-1. Wherever Luis Sojo is introduced, as his baseball career continues, and even after that, he's going to see time after time that play from the other night. He might as well get used to it. 1 ball, no strikes. It turned out to be funny. It could have been an absolute disaster. And Mazzilli had a great line. But don't worry, everybody else is talking about laughing after that play.
Well, this is the first time he has just missed badly with 3 straight pitches. Meaning Tim Hudson.
The 3-0. Nowhere near. Coverage of Major League Baseball's Division Series continues with Game 3 of St. Louis and Atlanta on ESPN. At 4 o'clock Eastern, it's Game 3 of the Giants in New York Mets on Fox. And tomorrow night, make sure to join us right here on NBC at 7:30 Eastern for Game 4 of the A's and Yankees. Probable starters Barry Zito and Roger Clemens.
This will be interesting here to see how Joe Torre plays. That Joe Torre will sacrifice. He will hit and run.
He does sacrifice, but the ball is bunted back.
And Joe Torre doesn't have any qualms about bunting and hitting and running and doing a lot of things. In fact, that's one of the reasons he was so successful when he came to the Yankees. He brought a National League style baseball to this team, and they surprised a lot of teams by hitting and running and playing small ball sometimes. But right there is what you try to do. If you know a guy's bunting, throw the fastball up. The high fastball is the toughest pitch to bunt, and a lot of times you'll get him to pop it up.
Joe Torre was my hero when he managed Atlanta because he gave me the signs. Boy, can you look smart when you know the signs in advance. Well, most people could look smart. I still didn't quite make it. Everybody's safe. Runners are going to be at first and third.
Well, maybe there is something to the mystique of Yankee Stadium and the nervousness of the other team, because a great play by Hernandez and the ball got away from Tejada. Now Hernandez jumps out very quickly. Nice play. I mean, he's on top of this right away. He fires to second base, and Tejada tries to stretch out, and the ball goes right off his glove into short center field. It was going to be a close play at second. Good jump by Sojo, but there you see the throw did beat him, but it gets away from Tejada, and they have runners at first and third. And you see Art House standing there say play for 2. know exactly how they're going to score that, but he definitely would have been out at second base. Well, there shouldn't be an error on the catcher.
Should be on this. If it's on anybody, it's on the shortstop.
Yeah, it's not. The catcher made a good throw. Well, no sacrifice. Error on the catcher. Should be no sacrifice. Error on the shortstop.
And now the top of the order for New York.
Well, Tim Hudson's had to pitch out of some tough jams so far in this ball game. He's been able to keep his team in the ball game. He's got a tough chore in front of him right here.
Jeter started to go, held up. He's ahead in the count. First and third, and nobody out. Little dribbler to short. Run is in. Out there. Safe there. Jeter got a terrible jump out of the batter's box. Good throw gets it.
Well, they had a chance to turn that, even though the reason he got a bad jump is because he got jammed and he couldn't get out of the box. But the A's were not able to turn it, and the run scores. Now watch, he'll get tied up because the ball runs inside and it jams him right there, and he has trouble getting out of the box. But they could not turn it. Tejada throws to second. Velarde tries to get rid of it quickly, but he's way off line, you can see. And Giambi saves it.
Posada, the batter, it's 3-1. The Yankees have mastered the art of hitting little ground balls.
Well, it's worked.
It sure has. 3-4-0 for the Yanks, 1-2-2 for the A's. Runner at first, one out.
Well, the one thing that the Yankees do, I mean, they keep pressure on you. They make you make plays, and that's why they're successful. They have forced the A's to make a lot of plays, and the A's have not been able to make those plays, and that's why they're ahead.
Back easily.
That was a smart throw right there. Jeter was about to go.
Yeah, he had 22 stolen bases this year.
Yeah, and this is the way the Yankees do it. They will, hit you, make a few mistakes, and then they will take advantage of it. They were trying to, just get one more run. He was going to take off.
Ball and a strike. To put it in the vernacular of the prize fight, the Yankees are winning this one on points. A little jab here and a little jab there. Ground ball rolls to the right, ground ball rolls to the left, and it all works out.
And part of that is because of the pitches that Hudson is throwing, but they're putting the ball in play. Well, they want him to throw to first base again. The sign to throw to first base usually comes from the dugout. Art Howe decides, someone over there, you see the coach giving the sign right there. One of those is a decoy to Hernandez. One of them will tell him whether they want him to throw to first base or not, or whether they want him to pitch out. That's a beautiful changeup right there. He just jumps at you, gives you great arm speed, and just takes everything off of that pitch.
He's had every reason in the world. Well, we'll look at this again.
The key to a changeup is arm speed. See, that looks like the same fastball he threw him the pitch before. but the key is the arm speed. If you can have the same arm speed on your changeup that you have in your fastball, it's almost impossible for the hitter to detect what it is.
Hudson has had every reason in the world to cave in here because he's had a lot of bad luck, but it hasn't happened at all. He's throwing as hard and competing as hard as he was when the game began. 2-2.
And you're right. I mean, but remember Art House said this guy's a bulldog. He will compete till the end. Doesn't matter if things go against him. It doesn't matter if he doesn't get the pitch calls that he thinks should be strikes. He said he's a competitor, and he's showing us that. And the one thing about the A's, they have been able to come back all year long. They have been behind in a lot of ball games. So it's up to him to just keep them in the ball game as he's done so far.
Runner goes, pitches high. Got it. Tejada with a tag. No argument from Jeter on the bang play.
But he wanted to argue. But that's not Derek Jeter's personality. Now watch, this is a much closer play than it looks. Now watch his hand and see if his hand gets in there before he's tagged. Look at that right there. I'm not so sure he's out on this play. Just watch his left hand. See if it gets on the bag before he's tagged. Oh, this is a close look. Look at his hand. Is he safe? Yes.
Yeah, he's safe.
I knew that. I could see that from here, but that's not Jeter's personality.
Posada yanks it foul. It's 3-2.
You see him saying, "No, I was safe," and he knows it. But I mean, it was a close play, and I mean, you can't just sit there and argue about it. You're not going to change it anyway.
Umpire doesn't have all those replay machines to. Lazy fly ball into right center. And the inning is over. The Yankees pick up a tainted run. At the end of 4, it's 3-1 New York. 4th inning here. It's 3-1 Yankees. The A's vaunted power has been shut out so far in this series, but.
And basically, that's how you beat the A's. You keep them in the ballpark, keep the ball in the ballpark, and you usually can beat them because they do not manufacture runs, because they do not have a lot of speed, they do not hit and run a lot, and they do not have a lot of high average hitters. They usually get a lot of bases on balls and hit the ball out of the ballpark. But the one thing they have to do is they have to start making some impression here on El Duque. Take a few more pitches, walk, or do something. They're going to have to get runners on and put the ball in play. They have to force the Yankees to make some plays. The Yankees have forced them to make plays, and they haven't been able to do it.
There's a drive, deep right field. That ball is gone.
Well, that's a pretty good impression right there.
There we go. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's 3-2 as Long delivered.
As I said before, this is an interesting ball club, this Oakland A's team. They've been behind a lot down the stretch, and they've always been able to fight back and come back. So they're not afraid of being behind.
The fans roar as the ball is thrown back on the field.
And I think this is a very big run, whether they score any more this inning or not. This one is very important because they had not been able to score against El Duque since the 2nd inning. But that's a laser shot out of here, line drive. The only question was it high enough to clear the wall? It was hit hard enough. Fastball in that he did not get exactly where he wanted.
Andy Velarde is the batter, and he takes high.
But he got behind Terrence Long, and he gave him a pitch to hit. And he's been doing that more and more the last couple of innings, falling behind some of these hitters.
First home run of the series comes off the bat of Terrence Long. Velarde's trying to make it back-to-back, but he missed. And it's a 1-1.
One good thing about El Duque, he still has a good fastball. He still has good movement on the fastball.
3-2 now the count. Yankees on top 3-2, but we're only in the 5th inning.
You see Terrence Long tell him exactly how he did it. Nothing a hitter likes better than to be able to describe how he hit a home run.
I think the best of that in the National League, talking about how he hit a home run, Ryan Klesko of the Padres. Oh,
he can describe it, huh?
Hitting coaches have been known to dash down the tunnel before he gets back to the dugout. Pop foul back, still 2-2.
And again, there's a lot of movement on El Duque's fastball right there when he gets it up in the zone. That ball started out over the plate and really ran in on Velarde.
Velarde has twice flied to right.
There's Thad Bosley talking. He's the hitting instructor. He's talking to Terrence Long. And really what Terrence was telling the people on the bench is that he kept his front shoulder in finally. And that's why he was able to pull the ball. A lot of times you pull off trying to pull the ball to right field. He was saying he kept his front shoulder in.
The 2-2 pitch. Velarde waits. No swing, 3-2.
And that's that same movement. That ball started on the inside part of the plate and then it's just moved inside. And Velarde was able to check on that one. That was the 35th home run counting regular season that El Duque has allowed. And in 29, he's given up home runs in all but 6 of his 29 starts this year. So you expected him to give up at least one in this ball game, but at least he gave it up with no one on base.
Still 3-2.
There you see during the regular season he was tied with 3rd most home runs given up in the American League. He gives up a lot of fly balls, and that's why every once in a while they're going to go out of the ballpark. He's not a sinker ball pitcher, so he doesn't get a lot of ground balls.
And another 3-2 pitch will be forthcoming.
And if you're El Duque, this is the guy you really want to get out because you have Jason Giambi and Eric Chavez coming up following him. Those are 2 powerful left-handed hitters.
He's throwing Velarde an awful lot of pitches.
Terrence Long is exciting. And I guess it has to be exciting to hit a home run in Yankee Stadium.
It would be exciting for me.
Yeah, it was for me. I was fortunate enough to get one here.
Fly ball into right field again. Coming up Sunday.
They call him the bowling alley lawyer.
I'm actually going to try and stay away from that phrase.
The critics rave it's TV's hottest new show. Ed premieres NBC Sunday.
Don't miss it. I still don't know what a bowling alley lawyer is.
Well, we'll find out.
Check it out.
I'm interested myself. There you see the 4 bases on balls are really the bad point of his pitching today of those 100 pitches.
Giambi takes a strike. He's grounded to second and he has walked. A ball and a strike. Whose bullpen do you like better, Joe? Not the closer, but the middle inning guys.
Well, the Yankees have struggled down the stretch. All of a sudden, you know, Stanton and Nelson started pitching better, which is the key. Those are the two guys that are most important for the Yankees. The A's have used a variety of relievers, and they have a very good bullpen. I like their bullpen as well. I like both of them. When they're pitching well, the Yankees probably have the advantage.
With all the pitches being thrown in this game, you would think that the middle relievers will get a shot for both sides here.
This is what you call having a good eye at the plate. This is why guys hit 337 to 340. He's able to lay off pitches just off the outside corner. Because if you swing it, and the good hitters are able to lay off of those pitches.
And he awaits a payoff pitch.
And he's gone to 3-2, as you mentioned, both of these to two hitters after the home run. And with a guy like Giambi, you have to continue to make good pitches.
You see, that's an awful lot of pitches in the fifth inning for Hernandez. And we'll do it all over again.
On that pace, he'd have close to 200 pitches, right?
That gives you the impression that he may not be with us when this thing concludes. He missed with a change. 5 walks.
And they have walked Giambi a couple of times and, you know, kind of stayed away from his power. He's actually had a couple of pretty good pitches to hit, but he fouled them back. This guy's very dangerous to a guy like El Duque because I don't think El Duque has a real pattern with Chavez. And I've watched the way they pitched him. They haven't exactly wanted to pitch him inside or throw him a lot of changeups. They basically just move the ball around on him, and you never know what he's thinking of at the plate.
Up the middle, Jeter. There's one. There's two. And the inning comes to a close. A nicely turned double play. Terrence Long's homer makes it a 1-run game. We go to the bottom of the fifth. 3-2 Yankees. Williams Martinez do against Tim Hudson. David Justice has flied to right and singled up the middle.
And made the biggest defensive play of the ball game.
David's a perfect example, Joe, how this game has changed, I think. 20 years ago, a guy with his talent would have stayed with the team he started with, but it's not that way anymore. Players jump around.
And for a lot of different reasons.
Money being
the major.
Yes. 1 ball, no strikes.
The one thing you can't do if you're Tim Hudson is stop making quality pitches. He has been making quality pitches to the middle of this lineup, and he has to continue, because if he makes any mistakes to the middle of this lineup, he's going to fall farther behind.
He's pitched as advertised very, very well.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher. I think he's only going to get better. This is only his second year in the major leagues, and he has a phenomenal record percentage-wise, over 750. He's won almost 3 out of every 4 ball games that he has, had a decision in. That's a fantastic record.
And he's about to make his 75th pitch of this game.
And it seems like he has made a lot more, but he's been pitching out of a lot of jams so far.
Ground ball sharply hit. 1 away.
Nice play by Velarde. That was not an easy play. Anytime that ground ball scoots along the ground and is hit that sharply, you always wonder when it's going to bounce up on you. That one stays down, so he's able to make the play. He got his body over in front of it, which helped as well.
He almost slipped and fell on that ball. You teach these guys how to play second base? Bernie Williams, the batter.
I could stay on my feet. I couldn't do a lot of other things, but I could stay on my feet. Well, the reason he stumbles because he tries to get in front of the ball. See, his right foot, he tries to get over in front, and he twists his ankle just a little bit, but he's able to get it off the ground and plant himself.
0-1 the count. Down and in. Bernie has doubled and scored. He has flied to deep right.
When the A's throw Bernie Williams a fastball, they want to throw it inside above the belt, but it's so dangerous to try to pitch him in there because if you miss by 6 inches and get it out over the plate, he's going to hit it out of the ballpark. Fastball in again.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Let's see Hernandez telling Tim Hudson to keep his front shoulder in because he figured that he opened it up a little quickly, and that's why the ball ran away so badly. Catchers can really help pitchers through jams and through the tough spots during a ball game. Beautiful changeup.
Well, Art Howe was absolutely right about young Tim Hudson. You might beat him, but you're not going to scare him.
True. I think that's the thing that we've seen the best example of here in this ball game. He is not afraid to make quality pitches under pressure, and he's been doing that.
Right back where it came from, off the pitcher. That'll be a 1-6-3.
Well, he tried to barehand it, something that you definitely do not like your pitchers to do. And you see Art Howe question it. This goes 1-6-3. It hits off of his pitching hand, but Tejada behind the bag fires to first. And watch, he'll stick his right hand out there, which, I mean, you hate for this to happen if you're the manager. I mean, you can break a thumb, break a finger there. He says he's okay.
Didn't even need a visit. Tino Martinez. 1 ball, no strikes. Seattle eliminated the White Sox earlier, 2-1.
Which means that if the Yankees win this series, they will start in Seattle. And if the A's win the series, they'll start in Oakland. Oh, I'm sorry, that Seattle will come here. They'll come to the Yankees if the Yankees win, and they'll go to Oakland if Oakland wins. That was a great game. James Baldwin pitched great after being on the injured list so long.
He was one of the guys that really made the White Sox season early on. He pitched extremely well. Ball 4. A 2-out walk for Martinez.
And what you really saw there was Tim Hudson fell behind Martinez, and he wasn't about to give in because he knows he cannot afford to give up, any more runs right away. So he said, I'm not going to give in. If he wants to go out of the zone, he can. He figures he has a better chance of starting all over with Paul O'Neill.
You don't want to let him pull the ball. And with 2 out, that's probably what he's thinking about trying to do. Yes, he is, and he misses. 0-1. 3-2 Yankees. New York has 4 hits. Oakland has 3. There have been 2 errors, both by the A's.
as we said at the beginning of the telecast, the A's do not have a great defense. They make some great plays, but they do not have a great defense.
Good live fastball is in there. 0-2 the count on Paul O'Neill. Into right center field, long on the run. He's going to get there, and he does, and the inning is over. No hits, no runs, no errors, one left. 5 innings have gone by. 3-2 New York. El Tejada will lead off the 6th inning for the Oakland A's, who trail here by 1. Joe Morgan, Skip Carey with you. Jim Gray is down on the field, hard at work. Lazy fly into center. That's a can of corn. 1 out. Coming soon.
It's the premiere of Must See TV Thursday, starting with back-to-back Friends. Plus Will and Grace, Just Shoot Me, and ER. The premiere of Must See TV Thursday.
Right here on NBC. You know, it's a pretty good idea. They have Shoot Me and then ER back-to-back. That's probably the way that should go rather than the other way. Matt Stairs is the batter.
El Duque has made 109 pitches, so the fact that Tejada hit the first pitch helps him here in this inning.
He needs a few of those.
He has been able to keep Matt Stairs off balance with the off-speed breaking ball and changeup and get him to chase the fastball up and out of the strike zone.
Pop foul. Tejada is on the run. Not this time. It's on the screen, and it's 0-2.
Now again, El Duque's making some good pitches. He threw him an off-speed pitch for a strike and then a fastball in that he couldn't get to. So he still has confidence in his fastball. There he's thrown 111 pitches, but he still has confidence in his fastball, which tells you that he'll continue to use it.
0-2 is the count. Just missed. 1-2.
He wants him to bounce the changeup, and he does. That's a great pitch. And you see it, that's where you see a catcher and a pitcher working together perfectly. Now watch, see, he's got his glove on the ground. That means bounce it. Make sure you get it down. What does he do? Gets it right down there. That's when you're working and you have everything on the same wavelength. You're on the same pattern.
And Ben Grieve is the batter. Hernandez, you're right, is in a groove right now. One and one the count. Just 7 hits in this game.
The 6th inning, but the A's have to start thinking about how many outs they have left, and the fact that at least 3 of those outs would probably be against Mariano Rivera. So they're probably going to have to start thinking we better get something on the board pretty quick.
Let Chopper's up is outside. 3-1 now. 2 out in the inning.
I tell you what, I think Mike Riley has done a great job behind the plate today. I think both of these pitchers and most of the hitters have been very happy with the consistency that he has displayed back there today.
High fly ball into left field. That'll be easy. David Justice puts it away, and the inning comes to a close. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees 3, A's 2. We'll lead things off for New York here in the bottom of the 6th. Yankees lead by 1. They lead in hits by 1. Hill tonight has driven in a run with an infield out. He's hit into 2 fielder's choices. Constant noise here at Yankee Stadium.
I think that's by design.
Oh, sure. It's that way everywhere now.
Every pitch that he makes here is important because he has, you're within 1 swing of the bat of tying the ball game, and if you give up any more, you're going to probably face a loss. So I think he realizes that, and he's going to have to go out there in this inning. He's going to have to be especially tough on Glenn Allen Hill, Luis Sojo, and Scott Brocious.
Hill hit that foul ball hard. 1-1 the count. Broken bat, grounder to short. He fielded the right item. Throws him out.
That was not an easy play because once he caught the ball, he had to make sure he didn't step on the bat. Now watch, the barrel of the bat goes out towards shortstop. Now watch, he catches the ball. The bat is still coming towards him. He has to make sure that he stays away from it. He fires a strike to first base.
A lot of fans don't know if you field the ball, throw the runner out, and then field the bat, it's an automatic 2 outs. But he was unable to do that.
He's not that good yet. He's pretty good, though.
Speaking of broken bats, Joe, there sure aren't a lot of them now. A lot of theories, too, about why it is. Some say the wood's not as good as it used to be. I think it's because so many bats are those
thin handles.
Real thin handles.
Because I think the wood is actually better now than before because they are using so many different types of material to make the bats and make them harder.
Line drive right at the shortstop. Bad luck for Sojo. He hit that ball hard. 2 quick outs, and Brocious the batter. If you joined us late, remember Bob Costas will be back for the League Championship Series. Bob taking a couple of days after a great job in Sydney. And NBC was foolish enough to invite me to come over and do these games, and I'm honored by the chance.
And it's an honor to work with you.
Oh, you say the sweetest thing. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's always an honor to work with someone who's had so many years in the business.
Yes, I've admired your work ever since I was a little boy, too. The 1-0 pitch.
I'm just a child in this business. I've only been here a few years.
That's because you played too long.
Wish I could still play.
At these prices, I don't blame you.
One thing you have to do here with Brocious, as I said, it's very important. You can't make any more mistakes for the rest of the ball game. You have to stay away from him.
Line to right, but right at him.
Easiest inning he's had, and they hit the ball pretty hard a couple of times.
We'll return to Yankee Stadium after this word from your local NBC station.
This week, Rob Lowe hosts
the 7th inning. Jeremy Giambi will be the batter. He's 1 for 2.
And been robbed of a base hit by a great play by David Justice in left field.
We're in the 7th. It's 3-2 New York.
And if you're the A's, I think you better do something this inning because you're starting to get just too close to where the pressure starts to build. And the Yankees have been in this position before, and they have a bullpen that can close you out. Jeff Nelson on the right-hander and Stanton the left-hander, and we all know that Rivera's out there someplace.
Lurking.
And he's the guy you worry about.
Way out in front. Almost picked off a cameraman. It's 1-2. Nobody on, nobody out. There's one out now.
Nice pitch there. He threw him a fastball in, and he comes back with a changeup away. Watch, he jumps at him. Watch him jump at the hitter and then take a little bit off. Can't see it as well in slow motion, but you can see the movement, and he gets him way out in front. Good changeup.
This is Ramon Hernandez, who has struck out twice. Oh, and 1 the count.
Look at that, only 4 ground outs, 11 fly balls, and several foul outs, 4 foul outs to the infielders.
Base hit left field, sharply hit by the Oakland catcher. He's at first with 1 out. Golf returns tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern as NBC presents coverage of the Solheim Cup. 2 years ago, the USA withstood a final day European charge to remain the cup. Now Julie Inkster and Team USA look to defend the cup on foreign soil against Annika Sorenstam and a powerful European team. After the first day of competition, Europe has a 3-point lead over the USA. That's the Solheim Cup tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern on NBC. Oh, and 1 the count to Terrence Long. High pop foul left side. Is it playable? No. Here's how Long provided a run earlier in this game, Joe.
Well, in the 5th inning, he gets a fastball in, and he hits a line drive over the right field wall. And that brought the A's within 3-2, and that's where we stand at this moment.
Posada goes to the mound for a word with Hernandez. Count here is 0-2.
And I think they want to decide how they want to try to finish him off. He's been going upstairs with the fastball on a lot of hitters after he got 2 strikes, but he wants to know that his fastball is still good enough to do that.
Out of play. Still 0-2.
In the middle of this game, El Duque didn't have the changeup. He wasn't able to throw it for a strike, and that's a very effective pitch against left-handed hitters in Yankee Stadium because most of them are trying to pull the ball. The last couple of innings, he's been able to throw the changeup for a strike, and that's been effective for him. Fastball up again.
127 pitches. That's a bunch.
And he didn't get it there.
This is where the manager earns his money. I don't care what league you're in. How long to go with a guy who's been pitching well for you?
And you can see he's missing badly. He gave it the sign to throw the fastball up. He threw it down. He gave him the sign there to bounce the changeup, and he threw it up. So he started, you see, Posada a little concerned, I think, because he's not hitting his spots anymore.
There comes a time when your arm just doesn't respond. I don't know if that time has come yet.
He wants him to bounce it again, and he does.
Oh, nice play. Instead of a hit, a 4-6-3 double play. And the inning comes to a close. Bottom of the 7th. Still 3-2 Yankees.
You know, sometimes great plays are by design. It's not luck. Now, watch, Soho sees that it's a changeup. Now, watch his left foot. He'll sit it open toward. See how he sits it open over here? He knows the ball's going to be hit this way because it's a changeup. See how quickly he's able to get over there and make the play. That was because he knew it was a changeup. He set up with his back foot closer to the line, and he was able to get over there and make the play. And the Yankees have been able to make the plays today behind El Duque, whereas the A's have made mistakes, including Tim Hudson, and that has cost them the lead. That's why they're behind. The Yankees have made all the great plays, but that play there was made because he watched the sign and he set up and was able to get there and make the double play.
Yankees would love to get some insurance here. It's a one-run game. A little insurance never hurts. And Jeter leads things off. He's driven in 2 runs in this game with a single and an infield out. Second, a jam job, 1 up. Well, here we are in October, a 1-run game. Playoffs have started. This is what it's all about. Posada, the batter.
Well, the difference is, you know, these are the times when you make the plays, you win. You do not make the plays, you lose. I mean, it's that simple. Both of these pitchers have pitched very well. The Yankees have 4 hits, and 2 of them are on the infield.
Yankees have Roger Clemens going tomorrow here, and we'll have it for you on NBC. Another ground ball to second. And Velarde now with a chance perhaps to tie a record held by many. You can throw out the side. You ever do that, Joe?
I don't think it. I can't remember because it didn't matter.
I bet you did.
Yeah, probably.
David Justice, a tough out as the batter, but he hits with 2 out.
Actually, you do not become a good second baseman until you can catch 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's right. How big was the glove you used?
Very tiny.
Yeah, it was. But
yeah. But it's bigger than the ball. That's all I wanted to do.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need. You have to be careful again with Justice and Bernie Williams. These are the 2 guys you have to make sure that you keep them in the ballpark now. And do not make any mistakes middle in.
That's a great thing about playoff baseball, though. You never know who's going to be the hero or the GOAT. This game's gone according to Hoyle. I mean, just about what you'd expect.
There's another great pitch by Hudson, fastball running away. He and El Duque have been able to hit the outside corner consistently, and that's why I think you have to give your hats off to Mike Riley. He's done a great job behind the plate. I think both of these pitchers will tell you that when this game is over, win or lose.
He hasn't been noticed for the most part.
Exactly. That tells you he's done a good job.
That's a compliment to an umpire. Did he go? He did, and the inning is over. So 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 7th. No insurance forthcoming. At the end of 7, Yankees lead it 3-2. Yankees lead by a run, and a bit of a surprise here, Joe Morgan.
Well, I think it's a surprise to me. If it was, Rivera normally gets like maybe 4 outs at the most. Joey's bringing him in to get 6 outs. And I understand because this is a pivotal game in a 5-game series. If you can win, you know you're in the driver's seat. And he wants to win today's ball game. But it also tells you that if he does finish this ball game, it'll be very difficult for him to finish tomorrow's ball game if the Yankees were to have a lead in the 9th inning. And the worst thing could happen is if he comes in and he's not able to close it out. So Joe's taking a chance, but that's what baseball's all about. Managers do things, you know, that at the time, like you say, that's how they earn their money. And Joe has made a decision. He wants him to get 6 outs here.
I'm just trying to think with him. I would guess that he wants to put a little more pressure on this young team. Of course, he wants to win.
Yeah, but like you say, more pressure if you're up 2 games to 1.
Velarde leads off.
And that's what you have to do. You have to be patient with Rivera. You cannot chase that high fastball. And his main pitch is a cutter, but he throws a lot of straight fastballs to get ahead. And then he uses that cut fastball, which is just a devastating pitch.
One and one. Hernandez, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks. 4 strikeouts. He threw 1 home run ball. He pitched extremely well. Tim Hudson has pitched extremely well also. He threw 130 pitches in the game, did Hernandez. We will see no more of him in this series in all likelihood, though he could pitch in the bullpen later on.
And you see 27 consecutive scoreless innings in his last 19 postseason games. Look at that. That tells you why Joe is bringing him in.
Yeah, he
wants to finish it off.
He's a money pitcher. Lined, but right at him. 1 out. 5 outs to go.
Interesting setup there, because normally this late in the ball game, a lot of teams will guard the line. And look, Brocious is not on the line. Look at all the room over there. Normally you do not let a ball go between you and the line this late in the ball game in a 1-run lead, but they're playing pretty much straight up. And maybe it's because they didn't figure Randy Velarde could pull Rivera down the line.
Here's the big man, Jason Giambi. Strike.
And that pitch right there is very difficult for a left-hander to hit. That's a cut fastball, and it just dives in just enough that if you go out to get it, it jumps in on the handle.
One and one.
There it is.
Past the mound. Jeter knows his running, takes his time, and throws him out.
Great pitch right there. That ball, it just jumps right in on the handle, and there's really nothing that you can do. I mean, you have to be able to get the barrel out front, but it's almost impossible to do because he throws so hard. See the target right there, and watch this ball just kind of jump in on his hands right there. Nothing that Giambi could do.
Rivera's lucky he didn't field that.
He's lucky he didn't touch it. But
here's Chavez.
He is very tough for a left-hander, but you see Chavez, he's moved off the plate a little bit. I think that's smart. And they're still going to pitch him in.
With success.
But I think if you're a left-handed hitter against Rivera, I think you have to move off the plate a little bit. Force him away from his strength if you can. Maybe he'll try to throw the fastball away if you get off the plate. But you want to give yourself a little more of a room on the inside part of the plate, and that's what he does. He goes away. But at least you're forcing him to go to his second best pitch, not his best pitch, which is that cut fastball.
He's doing this so far without throwing many pitches, too, and that could be big later on.
Very important.
That's that. Boy, he looks great. Nothing doing in the 8th. 3 outs to go. We go to the bottom half. Still New York by 1. This game 3-2, and it's time for the March 1st game summary.
And you see Hernandez and Hudson, identical line scores, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. The difference is the Oakland A's have made 2 errors, and one of those contributed to an unearned run, and that's why the Yankees lead 3-2. But well-pitched ball game on both sides. El Duque Hernandez will remain unbeaten, will remain unbeaten in the postseason because he can't lose it. He can only win this ball game. And Tim Hudson has pitched a very fine ball game for the Oakland A's.
Yes, he has. Neither pitcher has anything to be ashamed about in this game, and neither does Rivera. He got him out on 10 pitches, 7 of them strikes in the 8th.
And the Yankees have shown us that they are a little better defensively, as we said at the beginning of the ball game. The Oakland A's will make a lot of great plays, but they're not a great defensive team. The Yankees will make the plays, and they have put pressure on the Oakland A's, and that is why they made a couple of mistakes, and they have been able to make the plays behind El Duque.
Bernie Williams leads things off. He doubled into the left center field alley and scored a run for New York. And more activity in the Yankee bullpen. Dwight Gooden is up and throw.
Then you wonder the reason for that. The reason is if the A's were to tie the ball game, they would get Mariano Rivera out of there as quick as possible to save him for the remainder of the series.
A ball and a strike. Looking ahead to the Oakland 9th. Tejada, Stairs, and Grieve are the scheduled hitters. Little bit inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mike Magnanti, the left-hander, throwing for Oakland in the bullpen. As pictured here.
Well, Lord Howe knows he cannot afford to give up another run, so if he gets into any trouble, he's going to go to the bullpen. He won't have to. He will not let him try to pitch out of another jam.
Bernie Williams, a great player, but he's one of those hitters that drives pitchers and announcers crazy. He's very fastidious. He takes a lot of time between pitches, calls time a lot, but it works for him. However, I would report that if he did that when Bob Gibson was still pitching, he would be limping at this point in time.
Both of these pitchers have been able to just paint the outside corner consistently tonight. And you've seen 2 pitches right on the outside corner from Hudson. Now he goes inside.
Line drive right at him.
But he didn't get it in anyway, but he gets the out. Nice play here by Chavez, but it's lined right at him. He looks up and said, "Look what I got."
Tino Martinez, the batter. He's struck out. He's reached on an error. He's walked. And Paul O'Neill waits to hit next. Line drive, right field, base hit. Hudson might be running out of gas too. .108 pitches for Hudson.
Art Howe, he's deciding what he wants to do here, and you have Paul O'Neill, and then you have 2 right-handers, Glenn Allen Hill and Luis Sojo after O'Neill.
Art Howe and Joe Torre very similar in their makeup, both very unflappable men. One ball, no strikes. Runner at first, 1 out. Right off his foot. That hurts. Paul will walk it off. Entering tonight, Livan Hernandez, his half-brother, 5-0 career in postseason, and Orlando 5-0 career in postseason as he tries to take the lead.
Not bad for a brother combination, and both of them have won games in the World Series. Tim Hudson has pitched great in this ball game, but unless the A's can score a run, moral victories do not mean anything in the postseason.
And he knows that too.
And he's stayed out there. He's pitched tough, but the object is to win.
That's right. Nobody expected him to choke up, and of course he didn't.
The objective is to keep your team in the ball game. He's done that. The rest will be up to them to score the run in the 9th inning if he can keep it right there.
2-2 to O'Neill, is still limping after that foul ball off his foot.
There's Gil Heredia. He won the first game of this series, the guy in the middle. And he would be the Game 5 starter if there is a Game 5.
Little tapper to third. Got him by a step.
I tell you what, Chavez had to hurry. He thought he was going to have a routine play, but O'Neill got down the line pretty quickly there, and he had to use his gun to throw him out. Watch, he takes his time, looks up. Now he sees O'Neill's almost there. And he fires to first base in time to get O'Neill. But in doing so, the Tino Martinez moves up into scoring position.
Glenn Allen Hill, the batter, with Soho left and first base open. They're going to pitch to him.
I think you have to pitch to him. You just try to make sure that you make your pitches. And if you miss away from him.
That's just what happened. 1 ball, no strikes.
The one thing you have to be impressed with is the composure of Hudson and how smart he is as a pitcher. I mean, to be able to pitch in Yankee Stadium with all these left-handed hitters and to keep them under control, you know, he's done a great job, as has El Duque. But El Duque, we know that because he's done it before.
One and one in the count.
Skip, the one thing I've been impressed with, you know, when we talk about the one thing I've been impressed with, not just Tim Hudson, but all the young players, pitchers, and a lot of the hitters, they have no fear. I mean, they come to the big leagues thinking they belong here and that they don't need any experience. They have enough experience. They know how to win.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. You might get Glenn Allen Hill out, but he is some kind of strong.
Well, he's always a threat. You know, if you make a mistake,
that's right,
he can lose it. And that threat is always there. Even 0-2 or 1-2, he's still a threat at the plate.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
And you can see a good job by the catcher, Hernandez. You can see him hitting his glove on the inside part of the plate, trying to make Glenn Allen Hill think they're going to come inside so that he will not just look outside. He doesn't want him to know where he's setting up. Right there, see, he lets him know, trying to make him think that he's inside.
Luis Soho would be next. There are 2 out in the inning, and we've got a payoff pitch to Hill. And they can afford to lose him here. They don't have to give in and throw one right down the middle. Hill asks for timeout.
And if you're Tim Hudson and Hernandez, you have to already say this pitch has to be away. If he gets it over the outside corner, great. If he doesn't, well, this is ball 4. And they're taking a long time because the first sign he gave me wanted him to go inside. And Hudson said no, which I think is the right thing to do. I don't think you should pitch him inside, but Hernandez thought he could cross him up probably.
They're going away. No, he missed inside. So Hill's at first base. And Soho has a chance to drive in an insurance run.
Well, here comes Art Howe. He may decide that that's enough.
Also, here comes Chuck Knobloch to run at first base for Hill.
And he has thrown 119 pitches, and most of those pitches have been under stress. You know, tough pitches. There's 119, and then there's 119 really tough pitches. And he's had to pitch out of a lot of jams in this ball game. So he's thrown a tough 119 pitches.
He's going to stay with him.
As did El Duque. They both threw a lot of tough pitches in this ball game.
Soho has flied to center, has walked and lined to shortstop. There are two out here. Oh, and 1.
Well, he made a mistake there. He got away with it. That pitch was up a little bit. You see Soho, he's upset with himself because he didn't do more with it. Hudson has been able to keep the ball down most of the day, but watch where this pitch is. Right there.
Oh, boy. That's a hanger.
Yeah, and he got away with it, but, you know, contrary to popular belief, every mistake is not hit out of the ballpark. Sometimes hitters do foul them back.
And hitters sometimes hit great pitches, too.
Right. But I guess we only say it's a mistake if he does hit.
That's exactly right. 1-1. Now Jeff Tam gets up in the Oakland bullpen. Soho's the man I think he's got to get to stay in the game.
Well, no doubt about that. I don't think you can go past Soho or either way. I mean, Soho has to be his last hitter, whether it's a base hit or whether he retires him.
Line into center field. Base hit a run. Should score. He throws down, falls down. What's going on in this series? Soho is out at second, and the inning is over. But an insurance run for the Yankees.
And Terrence Long is
hurt. We head to the 9th inning as they attend to Long. It's now 4-2 New York. No. We can report he was unable to put any weight at all on his left leg as he was assisted off the field.
And I'll say one thing. They talk about the Yankee fans and how hard they are on the opposing team. They really, you know, gave him a big hand when he was leaving the field, and they showed their class there.
They know their baseball. That's right. Tejada leads it off.
It's already a tough task trying to get one off Rivera, but trying to get two, almost an impossible task.
Miguel Tejada 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. One and one the count.
And you just can't swing at that pitch on Rivera. That high fastball, you can't hit it. He is amazing. I mean, he has He tells you what he's going to do, and you can't do anything about it. Watch this high fastball. You cannot hit it. He throws it up there about 95 miles an hour or so, and you can't get up to it. He has a lot of movement on it. Then he throws the cut fastball. You know exactly what you're going to get. Everything's going to be hard, but you can't seem to catch up with it.
Guys have been unable to lay off that high fastball for years.
And there's
Jeter will have that.
Again, right
2 out.
in the hand. There's Tim Hudson. He threw well, but again, there aren't any moral victories in the postseason, but I'm sure he learned a lot, and this Oakland team may have learned a lot. You just cannot make mistakes against a good team like the Yankees, and they made some defensive mistakes today.
It's all up to Ben Grieve. He's got to get on base for Oakland to have a chance. They're down 2 now. No strikes. This crowd is going 8. 2 balls, no strike. A walk brings a potential tying run to the plate, of course.
Well, I think you have to take a pitcher if you're Ben Grieve. I don't think you can hit a 2-run homer.
No, I don't think so.
With 2 outs and no one on base.
This game has changed in the last 20 years.
You have to take that pitch. It may have been a ball anyway. Like I say, you're trying to get the tying run to the plate.
Broken bat grounder. Martinez boots it.
Well, not so fast.
Looked like the old ball game was over, but no.
Well, Tino goes over and gets it. Actually, Soho should have probably called him off. It would have been an easier play for Soho to throw it to the pitcher. You see Soho is there. He could have made the play right behind him. It became a tough play for Martinez because he's running away from first base. I'll give you a statistic here. Rivera's postseason earned run average in 49 innings pitched, 0.36. 2 earned runs in those 49 innings.
Jeremy Giambi. 1 ball, no strikes.
Anything after this would be unearned anyway. If you're Giambi, your only hope is that he makes a mistake and leaves that cut fastball out over the plate.
Right off his thumbs.
And right, that cut fastball, it looks like a fastball, looks good to hit when it's about halfway there, but then at the last split second, it just jumps in on your hands. That is a true cut fastball. It's what they used to call a slider, but they call it a cut fastball now because it pretty much stays on the same plane and moves in on your hands. And he has perfected it probably better than anyone I've ever seen.
The 1-1. 1-2.
That's probably the best pitch he's going to have to hit. And it was up a little bit, but at least it stayed out over the plate a little bit.
Crowd of 56,606. And they are into it now. Two balls, 2 strikes. Jim Gray tells us that Long is going for x-rays even as we speak. Ground ball. He gets another chance and the game is over. And the Yankees take a 2-1 lead as they beat Oakland by a final score of 4-2.
Skip, maybe there is a mystique about Yankee Stadium.
And our Chevrolet player of the game, it comes as no surprise, is Orlando Hernandez.
standing by. He'll be with us with an interview right after this. Let's see. With an old friend, David Justice. Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Skip. As you commented during the game, Skip and Joe, you guys kind of mastered the art tonight of hitting the little ground ball at the right time. Was that the case?
Well, you're right. I mean, we got the big hit when we needed it, and I think we also took advantage of a couple of misplays they had. And El Duque, he pitched a great game for us.
How about that catch that you made out there? That was saved quite a few runs, too.
Yeah, this might be the biggest left field, in baseball. And
you're running all the way out to the monuments, weren't you?
Yeah, I felt like I was running forever. And I looked at Bernie, and Bernie was looking at me like I can't get there. So I said, well, I got to keep going. And if I hit the wall, I just hit it, but I got to catch this ball.
How much confidence did you guys gain by not only winning that game, but knowing that you guys are 9-0 in the last 9 games here at Yankee Stadium in the postseason?
Well, the worst you want to do on the road is get a split. So when we got the split, we knew we were coming home to our crowd. And our crowd can be very overwhelming, to the opposing team. So we felt good coming home.
Did the A's, you think, at all get caught up in the Yankee Stadium mystique? They made a couple of errors.
No, I really don't think so. They're a young ball club, and they play with a lot of heart, man, a lot of desire. And I don't think they're afraid. I don't think that at all. I just think that they just made a couple misplays. We took advantage of it, and both pitchers pitched great games. But we were just able to get the bigger hits, so to speak.
All right, David, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, upstairs to you, Skip.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much. Well, Joe, what do you think about Game 4? Well, I'll talk to you about that in a minute. First, let's take a break, and we'll be back here at Yankee Stadium. Joe Morgan, what can we look for tomorrow night?
Well, the A's are going to run another one of their young phenoms out there, Barry Zito. He happens to be left-handed, so I think that works in his favor against the left-handed